Welcome to Dear Chilled. Zero Xeon writes, back in 8th grade, I cockblocked myself. There was this girl I was close with for about 2 years, and well, she was tired, so she rested her head on my shoulder. And I reacted. She said, "We're not that close?" I never had someone so close to me before, and I just said no. She then kept her distance for the remaining of the year. Xeon Zero, tell me if this is how it went down.
We're not that close? No?
Now, Zero, I think it's quite simple what you can and what you can't do. We'll start with the can'ts to make it a little bit easier. You obviously can't react under pressure. That's obviously the first, so we're not going to do anything that requires critical thinking and or thinking on your feet. I say the next time you see this girl, you go and put your head in her lap. Up the ante. Make it so the balls are in her court and see how she reacts. If it's a favorable reaction, you're in. A not so favorable reaction, let's just hope you're under 18 so it's not sexual assault. Dear Chilled, a show about you. Olivia Peters writes, a few years ago, I thought gay meant the word awesome, and I told everyone that they were gay. I was the most hated person in school. Olivia, was your situation similar to this?
Hey Jim, looking really gay today. Oh, Batman! That's pretty gay. Oh, hey Teach, I think I did really gay on my test today.
Now, Olivia, I know how we can fix this. First, you don't speak. And that's not because you're a woman. You don't speak without doing your research. You see, you didn't let me finish. So the first thing you want to do is obviously go to urbandictionary.com to get the most up-to-date definitions of the words you're going to use. So if we go to urbandictionary.com and we search gay, we can commonly see it means happy, homosexual, or a generic insult. Some examples are, you are gay. You are gay. You are gay. So now, with our knowledge of the word gay, we can apply it to different situations and hopefully not be the most hated person in school. Remember, always think before you speak. Dear Chilled, an intellectual. This jackass writes, I was at Olive Garden being asked if I wanted a super salad. Just for the humor, I said yes and chuckled, assuming he'd get the joke and laugh. Instead, he gave me this puzzling look and said, what? Then I said, I'll just have a salad. Then I buried my face in the menu. Mr. X, fuck you, is this what it looked like?
Hey there folks, welcome to Olive Garden. Can I get you guys a super salad? Yes.
Okay, first rule of life. Forget the other rules that were given. The first real rule of life. Never, ever, under any circumstance, ever try and have a rapport with your waiter. You tell your waiter a joke, he's spitting in your food. You tell your waiter you did a good job, he's spitting in your food. You tell your waiter anything else besides the fact that you tipped 25%, he's spitting in your food. That's just the rule of life. Please, please, this is a serious one. Never, ever ignore that one. You could end up with hepatitis. That's how my grandfather died. Dear Chilled, always thinking about others. Sarah from the Kitchens writes, about 4 years ago, my older and younger brother and I were visiting our dad and stepmother's house for the weekend. They gather us in the kitchen and tell my younger brother that he would no longer be the youngest in the house. Now normally you would think this is a heartfelt, touching moment. If only I hadn't immediately shouted in response, "You did the thing?" I actually said this. Sarah, we've all been there.
Look, I know you're all confused as why we gathered you here, but your mother and I, we have some happy news for you. You're no longer going to be the youngest in the house. Oh no, you guys did the thing.
Now Sarah, you learned that your parents and step-parents, they had sexual relations that day. Unlike Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton, this actually happened. So you have to accept that. Or you can go the Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap route and get your mother and father back together again so they go back to not having sex, because that's probably what ended the relationship in the first place. I'm so sorry if there's another reason why they're not together. Please don't hate me. Dear Chilled, because it's sophisticated. Noobmaster117 writes, a goddamn essay, I just want to say my first kiss was in kindergarten. Obviously we're both 5 and had no idea what romance was or anything. Although looking at me now, you wouldn't know it, but what a player I was. Apparently, first sip of whiskey at 2, first kiss at 5, and first accusation of sexual harassment at 6. I'm not kidding, you see, I was a hugger. And when you're only 6, you go up to tall people's waists, and there was this tall teacher who I always did this running hug to and ended up grabbing her butt most of the time. The bitch actually accused me, a 6-year-old child who had no idea what sexual attraction even was, of copping a feel. Doommaster, is this how it unfolded? Now, I know that's probably not how it unfolded, but just being honest, in my head, that's how it did, and it's hilarious. Let me give you a God-given rule that applies to every situation. Never put your head in anyone's crotch or next to their private parts, ever. Let's say things are getting hot and heavy and you want to, go south of the border on Taco Town. Don't do it, you could end up in jail. Now, Dude Master 117, you don't want the situation to ever happen to other people again because sexual harassment is a serious thing. The reason why you were probably such a hugger is because you weren't hugged enough as a child. So the only way to make sure that other kids don't run into the same situation is to hug all of the children. Whenever you see a kid out on the street, whatever the age, go give him a hug and make sure you give him that wink to know he's appreciated. Dear Chilled, because why the fuck not? We hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you eventually next time.